And then I'm going to share my screen. So can everybody see our screen now? Hello?
Yes, we can see it, Greg.
Yay, thank you. This is an interactive class, I know. So first thing I'm going to show you is what the results are, and then I'm going to show you how to get them. Because if you don't know what's in it, you're going to get very confused very quickly. So I created a CMA using Brenda's account. And from that account, I sent an email to myself this morning that says, I'm sending this to see a computer experience. They get this cover sheet and it says view presentation. It's got Brenda's contact on it, how to get a hold of her, all that kind of stuff. Now, I can tell you that some of the contact, we're still correcting phone numbers, but just bear with me for a minute. You might go, wow, this is pretty neat. So I've got a CMA that I've emailed this client, and when I click View CMA, it opens up a new browser window, and it says creating it, and it says it's done, and your presentation is ready, and scroll down. So all I'm doing now is hitting scroll buttons, and it's got a nice little presentation cover. It's got all about Brenda because she filled out her profile in Dash, which goes everywhere. Let's hit page down. Then it starts into what page is about. It's got the subject property and the information that it either pulls from the MLS or you guys put in there. It's got a map of the comparable properties. And you can look at all the comparable properties just by scrolling up in here. And again, this is what your client gets, or you can pull up on a screen in front of them. It shows the various properties that you're looking at with your client, the comparables. And if you click on any of these comparables, I won't do it, it pulls up all the interior pictures and all the details and everything there is about it.
Those sold prices matter, you know.
I'm still working on getting that answer. The subject properties here then show almost every field coming out of the MLS. It's not every, but it's a whale of a lot. Then it puts it down to kind of a status comparison, the pendings, the solds. If we had any actives, they'd be up here, and just some brief info instead of the whole lines that we get everything. It gets the averages, the average number of bedrooms, baths, square footage, lot square footage. It calculates a dollar per square foot. It calculates a dollar per square foot per lot. Now, some of you go, lot, that's not a big deal. In some cities, a dollar per square foot for lot is an extremely big deal. And if you're comparing properties that have, you know, an acre versus 1/3 of an acre, that could have a difference. But it displays them all in there, the lows, the average, the mediums, and the highs. It gives you a graph of price and days on market and what happens to the price. Price and size. And then it starts going into what's the approximate market value. I'll show you how that comes up later. But then it gives some pricing stats. It gives you a net proceeds, which shows you very big what the selling price would be, what the cost would be, what the proceeds would be. And these are figures we'll get to in a bit. Strategy, how you want to sell the house. Staging and curb appeal. There's more interior condition, marketing and online, where it all it goes. Something about our Exposio photography and why you should use it. Home warranty. Harnessing the power of BHG. Negotiating and closing techniques. Social ads and why we use them. What text BHGRE is. How the homes are syndicated. Our showing service. More on staging. I'm going to show you how you can fix some of the duplication of pages I have here when we present this. And the last page, let's get your house on the market. So that is what the, sorry, there's too many things to see with the Zoom thing going on. Let's get rid of that. Let's pull this down some. So do you guys kind of see why this would be fun to use with your clients? Say something while I'm looking for my button controls up here. Absolutely. I don't want you over there. If I wanted you way up there, I would have put you way up there. If you guys could see that we have some stuff blocking the top of our screen, you'd understand why I'm struggling here. And it won't let me pull this down here. Let me see if I can, no, can't do that. Can I do this? Close mute, no, well, we're just gonna get rid of some of the nifty things I had opened up. So that's the presentation. And you see where the email came from. Everybody got that? Please respond, say something.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. There, I didn't know I could move that down. That makes my life a whole lot easier. Okay, so you need to know how to create it. You've seen what the results are. It is so customizable. You guys have never had access to anything like this before. So the first thing you need to know is, how do I get to this program? Well, I'm setting up several ways for you to get to it. Ultimately, I hope to have it in this apps and tools where you have an icon you can click on and go right to MoxiWorks. That's not there yet. So for now, you have to go to the greenhouse. Does everybody know how to get to the greenhouse? Response, please.
Yep.
Lance said, yep. I like what Rhonda said. We don't need to know how to set up real estate now. So response, everybody know how to get to the greenhouse? Talk, say something.
Yes, I do.
Yay, thank you. I like this two-way communication thing. So once you get in the greenhouse, which you can do from here by clicking on greenhouse, and it will log you in. I found the best way to do this is to type in Moxi. And when you do, you're going to see Agent Tools and MoxiWorks. Now there's other ways to navigate there, but why? This is easy. So I click on it, and this tells you everything about MoxiWorks. Now, we don't have all the tools yet. We will soon. But for now, just know that's how to get there and log in to MoxiWorks. Obviously, this is my account. If it was your account, it would have your face up there. And while this is all about your little account settings, Across the top here are the tools. Now, what you don't see yet is the CRM or the website. Those are coming soon, probably in about another month or so. But for now, the tool we just looked at was present. So present is where you want to put together a package of some sort to give your clients. It could be a seller presentation. It could be a buyer presentation, and there's some other ones. So the first thing we want to do is say, let's create a new presentation. And here's the kinds you can do: a buyer tour, a non-listing, a seller, a buyer. But what we just looked at was for a seller to do a CMA. I'm going to have box problems here again, aren't I? I'll bet. Yep. Again, this is the problem with Zoom, nothing with you guys. And you can see it says right here, continue, after I push seller. Well, you can do no template at all if you want. You can do the brokerage templates, which has the default seller. You'll be able to create your own templates, or you can do the Better Homes and Gardens template. But we're going to use the default brokerage template, which is what I just did for Brenda. And you push continue. Who's prepared for Zoom class 1? I could put more stuff in there, but I don't need to. It's got South Central Kansas MLS and where my office is. And one thing about Moxi is because there's so much going on in the background, I push create and it takes a moment before that circle comes up. There's just a delay. Now, if you find an MLS number that Moxi has all the data for, you can put it in there. Some of the older sales are not populating that way. So the other way you can put stuff in is to put an address in here. So I'm going to use 4810 North Harding, Wichita. Nah, I'm going to type it out. I'm just only going to put in the bare minimum. Wichita, Kansas, 67226. I happen to know that this house is a 1.5 story, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, and I'm not going to put in all the schools at this time. I could, but the square footage is tricky in Wichita. And the reason it's tricky is because in other parts of the country, they don't care if it's basement or if it's upper floor. And so the issue is Wichita's a little weird about that. So you have to use your brain. We'll get to that in a minute, but we're going to go 4 bedrooms. Baz, it has 1 half bath and 2 full baths. This is my grow up home, by the way. Okay. Square footage. Well, it's about 2,200 upstairs plus another 800 in the basement. So I'm going to say 3,000. I don't know what the lot size. It's 2/3 of an acre. I wonder if this will let me put in 0.66. And again, I'm just messing with it. Year built, 1962. Don't know the taxes. I'm not sure it makes a difference for the CMA, but if you've got it, you can put them in. Couple of things in here that are kind of nice. Does it have a basement? Yes. We can put finished. We can put a fireplace, master, view out. Is there a water pool? One thing I had them add was how many garage spaces it has. So you can add that. What? Right. And you can put remarks in and all that. I don't know anything else, so I'm going to push continue. Now, I'm doing this like I've not looked in the MLS and I don't know anything that's going on with this house. And automatically it found homes that it believes fits the criteria in the neighborhood I would be looking for homes. Wow, that's a lot of them. And I don't want to include them all. Now, I'll tell you, this is the first time I've ever had it pull up this many. So I don't know if I messed up a filter or not, but let's go look at them. Time on market, single family, square footage. Wow, it didn't retain any of it, did it? So I must have messed something up. So let's go 2,200 to 3,000. Let's go 1962 to, I didn't push the apply button because I can't see everything on this screen, to 1980. Apply. Lance is telling me how silly I am. Apply. And let's see if that takes it down some. Oh, yeah, now I've got 10 listings. Okay. That sounds a lot more doable. And again, the screen's resolution is kind of small, but then what I can do is look through these and say, well, I want this buy level included. I click on the picture and a little green check mark comes up. I'll take this one on Gunnison, even though these aren't 2 stories. I'm just trying to pull up a few to show you what happens. There's another kind of split level one. That one's just about like the house, actually, looking at the front, and that one. And when I have picked my properties, and again, this is pretty good about filtering, and I want to give you one hint. Some of you guys are going to put a house in, you're going to describe it really well, and you're going to come up with no listings. There will be a message in the middle of the page, and that message says, clear your filters and see if you get more stuff. Like I just added in some filters, okay? And then you go to continue. Oops.
I was gonna say, is there a way that we can get our own listings? We do our own research and MLS?
Yes. You want to see that?
Yeah.
So Lance had a question, and I'm going to answer it real quick because anywhere along here, you can go back or forth to where you were just at. So if you do search, and you want to add your own MLS numbers, you click on MLS right here and then add your numbers in here. Okay. So going forward, now I'm going to say this about their selection methods. I have seen people in our company who do nothing more than pull up and look at the 10 closest listings, period, and then kind of look at this and they're done. Lance is extremely detailed about how he pulls information out of the MLS and does things. You can do it either way. This will provide you a higher level of selection other than just what the area is, which Cloud CMA, that's about all they did. There's a lot more things you can go through here and some criteria they will go through. So we pull this down. These are the listings we have. You'll notice a button here. You can add more listings, MLS numbers if you choose. But we're going to continue just so you guys can then see what's next. Well, it says my market value is 188 to 950. Here's what I have to say about that. Before I see a home, I would never come up with such an exact market range. I would want to create a range. And I can type in whatever numbers I want. So I'm going to go 178 to 205. Or I can calculate a percentage above and below. Let's say I want to go 10, let's go 12%. 3? All right, Lance wants 3 and calculate. And then it calculates it for me. Everybody see that? I click yes. There's my estimated pricing. Now, some of you may want to use their net proceeds here. Some of you may prefer to use proceeds sheet out of the MLS. I don't care either way, whatever makes you happiest. To get your estimated net proceeds, well, let's start here. Let's say the seller price ends up being 192. And they have a mortgage of 75,000. Well, am I going to get 3%, 2%, 6%? I'm going to put 3 in. What am I going to offer to the buyer's agent? Well, they get 3%. Escrow fee, I don't know, 450. Title insurance, 2,500. I'm just throwing out numbers. I can put in the property tax. We don't have state or county taxes. Some places we sort of do. It's called a mortgage registration tax. Some places actually have a sales tax, but that's where you. Okay. I'm old. But my point is, some people do have a transfer in excise and we don't. What do you estimate the repairs are going to be? $200. Assessments. Well, there won't be any. Inspections. The buyer pays for them. Administrative fee. What if you guys want to charge $300 to take photographs? Closing costs. Let's say $450 again, just because I like to pad things. Maintenance, HOA, and then you have custom costs. What if Lance does a 360 photograph of this and he wants to charge the client for it? Okay, add another one. You can add as many custom costs as you want. Continue. Now then, it's generating what the company default is, but I'm already going to tell you that I have some duplicate pages in here. I'll fix those, but I need to save them. Let's say that you flip through these and you hit cover page and you say, well, I don't need 2 cover pages. I only need 1. So I'm going to take that out because the agent profile is enough for me. All I have to do is click on that little X. And these are all the pages that are in there currently. If you want to add a page, you click add a page, and you can either create a brand new page from here and add it to the library, or you can add one that we already have created in the library. If we add one from the library, these are all the pages that are in there. And if they have a plus next to them, that means it's not currently in the presentation. You also have brokerage pages. We have buyer package, seller package, distinct packages. If you want to add distinct pages in here, you can. And so let's add the distinct cover page just for fun. And here's what the distinctive home cover page looks like. And we're going to add it. Okay, we can close that. Now there's my distinct cover page just added to this. Let's go back to our presentation. Pages 27. And I'm just playing with it for now, so just you can move pages around.
You've got a chance to like add some of the pages that we've been using in the less
Yes, but I did them differently than you would expect. So I added a showing service page. There's our showing service page that talks about how they get emails, what phone number to call, where their text messages are. I've added some pages about exposio photography. I'm still working on a lot of pages, but there's something else that I want to show you guys. What we're looking at is a web view presentation. All of these pages also have a print view. So there is a completely different correct size associated page with each page. So if you look at the web page versus the presentation page, you can print it out and have it in front of you and go the same pages while your client's looking at it online. And once you get these pages set up the way you want it, you can save it as your own template, or you can continue to use a company default. You just save tape, put a custom buyer, it goes into your templates, nobody else's, it's just you. So that in a nutshell is how you can do CMAs using this. I will show you one more little thing, and then I'm going to take any questions you want. If you want to add a page, I want to go back to web view. And I want to add a brand new page, something that is just for me, goes no place else in the company. Now, as I say that, you can share it with other people in the company. I'm not going to get into that today. A lot of these pages you can upload as a PDF. I'm going to encourage you not to do that. PDF pages are very large files and take longer to upload, to load. So you can build a page. And then when you decide to build a page, which I just did, I'm looking at it under the web view, and I have a complete blank page. I have a header with 2 sections, 4 sections, a header, 2 big sections, 2 footnotes, a header with 3 sections, 3 footnotes. So, and you can modify all these as you need to, but these would be the starting templates. Let's start with this one and create. Now it's asking me, and they try to make it fairly easy. Do you want a text, image, video? And let's put text in here. And it brings up a text line. Greg's test. And that's way too small. So I can make it bigger. I can do all kinds of things. Extra large text. I can change background colors. If I want more options, I can do it. Let's put an image in here. And we'll just take in the image library, there's already some things, or I can upload from anywhere, or I can go get a picture from the web. Let's see if there's any pictures in here. Doesn't look like it. Videos, and yes, you can upload videos. However, I would warn you that videos don't print very well. Just saying. Documents. Yeah, okay, we're going to skip the picture for now for uploading, but I think you get the drift. I'm going to use that picture right there. I'm going to add it. And now that picture's in there. And I can make it go up or down or left or right or make it bigger or smaller, but we'll just leave it. And then over here, I'm going to put text. Let me go one more thing just because I saw something. There's also a control there that is, if you don't do, let's just say, Greg says this works easy. Okay. And you say, well, gosh, that's fine, Greg, but I want to add a new section. Okay. See these plus signs over here? Plus. Well, why don't I just add as plus? I added 2 modules. What if I want 3 or 4 or 5, modules? Or let's take this down to 1 module. And I push OK. Now I have a new module. One thing you'll see at the end of this says more. More is the most complete controls that you have of everything here. You can use templates. You can get into the source and do coding. You can add background colors. You can add web pages and iframes. There's all kinds of stuff you can get in there to do. I don't expect most of you to do that, but I thought I would show you it's there for those who want. No, I don't want to do that. So now that I have my page, you'll see that it's on the web view because that's presentation view I just showed you. I also want to do a print view. When I click print, it will say, save some time. Copy your page from the web version you just created, and it's going to create it for you. And there is the print page, and it runs all the way down to there. So now you can move things around or adjust the size or whatever you need to do to get your associated print page. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you. I'm still fine-tuning some stuff. I'm still going to change the company template a little bit because I've duplicated some pages. But in general, do you guys at least have an idea now how you can, number one, create a CMA by putting in an address? Number two, create a presentation of those homes and then adjust the presentation to the way you want it. Are there questions? I see in the chat there's a couple. Greg says library again. That's because I are dyslexic. Cheryl, yes. Most of the time I would choose comps from the MLS. I think it's much, much more accurate. However, because I know there's some agents that don't do it, or what if I'm out in the field and I'll get to your question in a minute. What if I'm out in the field and I don't want to do a whole thing from the MLS? This actually works pretty good on a phone. The presentation I sent Brenda, she was able to open up on the phone and look at it. If you have an iPad, you could pull something up here and at least give a range, but they might not be the most accurate. So yes, I would do that. Sharon M, for now, you will have access to Cloud CMA. Eventually, I'm probably going to turn that off in the next 2 to 3 months. The reason we're doing that is I think this is more accurate, prettier, faster, and will save me about $500 a month. I like saving money. Cheryl says, I like the pages in RPR. Are you talking about property-specific pages that are reports, etc., or just pages that you like that you want in your presentation? Public info. Okay, so yeah, you can download that as a PDF and we can upload them in here. If you're talking about specific schools, then we may want to create sort of. It's going to be specific to that property and that the school will be in a zone. Now, if you want to create a general school page, yeah, we can make 2 or 3 of the PDFs and make general school pages. If you're talking about the elementary that's out by 45th and Oliver, that may be a little tougher to put that in all of them, if that makes sense. Other questions? You can add a PDF, yes, because you can see when I'm doing add a page, the first thing it says is create new. And do I want to upload a PDF page? Sure, upload it, put it right in, and you've got it. You don't even have to print it. You can save the PDF on your desktop and then bring it right over here. You may have a whole lot of pages that are in your library, but maybe you don't have to save it to your library. You just do it for that one presentation and that's it. Yes, you can make it the master. Down at the bottom, if I can get over there, let me get rid of that. You have something that says save as a template. So once you have the pages that you want in there, you can save as template and say, this is my seller tape, and you're going to name it Cheryl's, or whatever you want to call it, template. And when you save it, remember at the very beginning when I picked a template I wanted to use? Well, you'll have your own templates that you can do as well as the company templates. So now Cheryl has taken all the pages I've created. She selected the pages I like and the ones that BHG likes, added her pages, and made it Cheryl's listing template. Other questions? Comments? How do you move the pages around? You grab the page you want and move it to the place you want it to be. Thank you, Lance. Any more questions? Okay. Then I'm going to stop this recording for now. I'm going to stop this recording for now.